Hello there and welcome back to my videos. In this video we will speak about the project family organizer, and the previous video I promised you to show how you can set up the Docker environment, so we're working a little bit about that. So you can running the API. You can see right now in this editor we are running in directly Python here, and it's working. So let's update here. I will going back for the editor and shut it down to be sure it's not working anymore. And you can see it's loading up here. That's meaning it's not working anymore. So now I'm going back for the editor where we have the code here. You can see we have in the clean, we have the client, and we have the server. I have renamed the family organizer on GitHub to call it the client. And then in the previous video we creating the server repository, and today we will working with the organizer Docker repository. First we want to create a Docker folder here. It's where I will place the Docker compose files. I will create different composer files because maybe you already have access to the database, maybe you already have a fake SMTP and you only need the project running. So that's why I'm basically create a different composer files. In your normal project you probably do it another way, but in this case it's working pretty good for me. And then we need an environment file. And the environment file, we will remove it from here, and that's good, we have it here. And then we are ready to create the first one. The first one should be a Mongo, and because I'm running it in the Mongo 4.2, I will call it the 4.2.yaml file here, and not going, remember not to add it. And then I want to say the version I use. It's right now it's a 3.7, and then I will add a service, and Mongo should be 42. It's meaning you're running the server here in this way. And then we need the container name. We don't need that, I think that's fine. And then we need the image, should be Mongo 4.2, that's what we're working with. And environment, the environment we want to add here, it's because we need a username and a password for the Mongo when we spin it up. And right now I just use a default a password and a username. And of course if you run it in production you should of course change, but if you're using development mode you can just keep it, that's okay, it's up to you. And it's the username, and then I need the password, and we just call it secret, that's fine. And the volumes we want to add, it's when you destroy your data and you spin it up again, we need to a Mongo data folder here, call it 4.2, and it should link to the data DB folder inside the container. If you link this folder to your let's say in this way, that's meaning you link it to your local folder, and that's fine. But if you're running on Windows like me, I do right now, then you will discover that's never happening. So do this, and it's isolated to the Docker container, and if you remove the image and spin it up again and use the same volume, then you will still be pointed down. And then it's good to have a backup folder, and we call it not Mongo, just this one, and backup here. And why we do this, it's because sometimes you need to restore data, sometimes you need to take a backup, and then it's good to have a folder where you can dump it. So you can, outside from the container, take the backup files and do whatever you want with it. And the ports, if you need to connect from the local host, I use this one with developer, but if you're using production, you probably not need this. So it's only important if you are running on developer mode. And then we need the volume here. And inside here we need the Mongo. We just copy this. That's the volume name. And that's it for now. Let's go inside for the Docker folder and try to spin it up. We say Docker compose, and we say up, and try to use the Mongo composer file. Sorry, and then we say up here. And you can see here we want to spin up the container here. And because I'm not having it right now, just download it, and if we're going back for my Docker here, you will see it if I remove it over here. You can see my desktop environment. This is my Docker. And now I basically have a Docker container running here. And everything is fine. Let's shutting it down. And it should shut down up here. It's doing yes. So that's the Docker folder here, and you can see the backup folder will be created automatically. The next thing we want to create now is let's just copy this. It's okay. I will create a fake smtp.yaml file, and inside this I will call it the fake smtp, and I will use the image called mailhog. And what you do inside here, we don't need this, and volumes we don't need. You only need the ports here, and the volume we don't need. What we are doing here, it's creating a fake SMTP where we can push libraries to. So let's say you want to say create a welcome email or lost password or something like that for the customers. Then you normally only can do this if you are online to test a real SMTP services. But if you use this fake SMTP server setup, you can do this right on the hood without any internet connection. So I really love this. And if you spin it up, I can try to show this. And going up here and use a new tab, localhost 825 here. You can see this is the mail service. We have localhost 8025, and if you send any kind of email inside, it will receive this. And it's very important and it's very nice. I use it very much. Remember the SMTP port, it's 1025, and you don't have any kind of username and passwords. I will show this later in some other movies from this project, because I will use it when we create a new users and sending the welcome mail and something like that. So let's copy this and create the last one. The last one should be the server YAML file. The server YAML file is our server. And for this, I will call this family organizer, and it's called the server. And for this image, we don't need an image here because this is pointed directly to the family organizer. So what I want to do is build, and we want to build the context, and we're going back and say family server and asking for this one. That's fine. And the volumes we need inside here should be remove this. Should be the family should be this one, and we should point it for the app. So what we do when we use the composer file, that's we pointing directly. We mount files outside and directly inside the app, and that's perfect for us here. And then we need the working directory. It should be the app, and the environment files we have should be, go one back and say the environment file. That's what we have creating in here. And then we want to about the restart, and we want the unleashed, it's stopped. That's mean if the application is crashed, it will restart again. Only if we want to stop it manually, it will not restart. And then we want the ports, and we want to the ports of 5000. That's our test port. Let's testing the server YAML file and see what's happening. It's starting from Python 3.8, and that's perfect. And then we want to see what's happening. It should go inside here and take the Docker file here and spin it up, install the requirements from this file, and then it should spin up after that, so it's working. So let's see about it's working as it should. It's look like it's working. So let's go in for the browser and going up in this tab and reload, and now you can see we running like from the Docker, and that's perfect. So now it's basically working. That's it, I think. And of course I will make this code available on GitHub so you can download it, and I really hope you want to subscribe this channel. You can go in the right corner and press on the thing. I'll be very happy. If you have any questions for this project or any kind of feedback, you can do it here in the comments, or you can sending the email for me if you want. And of course I will try to update the readme file here so you can have the commands. And yeah, that's it. I think that's it for now. I really hope you enjoy, and I hope you want to subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much for your time, and remember to edit for your playlist and give it a like and share it with your friends. Thank you, and see you next time. Bye bye.